Hi YouTube. So I did a reading on Bill Cosby and Janice Dickinson, and I cut it off because it got so weird. And I don't know if I want to do part two or part three, or if I want to continue it on YouTube. So I'm gonna let you, the viewers, vote. Should we continue to discover the energy that is inside Bill Cosby or not? Okay. Enjoy the video. Welcome to the board of the Bantu. And right here is the daughter of the Klasa. And somebody called me Ntombiyama Klasa, which is the daughter of the Klasa, which is what I am. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Patreon, depending on where I put this. Welcome to my reading of Bill Cosby against Janice Dickinson. I could not find the story that Janice, the accusation, the story itself, what she said happened. I could not find it except in bits and pieces. What we were going to do was to put the story itself into the courts of the Bantu, and for the Bantu to decide. The Bantu, you are the Bantu, you, to decide who is telling the truth or who is telling a lie. Bill Cosby, of course, never gave his side of the story about what happened many, many years ago. So my ancestors said, oh, fuck that. We would just do it from the very beginning. We would just give the story to see who was telling the truth and who was not. I always stand by my fucking truth before I started reading. Okay, so that you all know where I stand. That way you all can think for yourselves. Okay, I personally believe that this man, Bill, is guilty. And I dislike him so much that I've even forgotten his name. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby. I believe he is guilty. Why? Because I am a victim of many rapes. Okay, and they come in different ways. Sometimes they're the man thing when you are not quite sure whether he raped you or not, right? Because he jumped you and maybe you liked it, or maybe you didn't. But then you sit there afterwards and you say, was that really my choice? Okay, that's one. Then sometimes he fucking brutalizes you, beats the shit out of you. When I was 16, or was it 17? I mean, who knows? I'm 50. When I was 16, I was working for a shoe shop, okay? And, it wasn't a shoe shop, it was a huge department store in Harare. And I was working in the shoe section. So I had a client who wanted a size 10 or whatever size, the biggest size ever, which meant I had to get up on a ladder to get the shoe. The manager came behind me while I was shuffling the boxes. Okay. He pulled the ladder off my ass. I fell to the ground. Boom. Lights out. I don't know how I managed to wake up to save my virtue in the nick of time. He was kissing me through clenched teeth. I couldn't breathe. He was on top of me and he had his hands all the way up my panties. Okay. He was in his elements of violation. So I woke up from this, dead thing. I pushed him off me with as much energy as I could at that time. Just, first I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then I pushed him off from me as much as, as hard as I could. And then he now that I was awake and conscious, he was nervous. Then he says, well, you're my girlfriend now. Because, we kissed. And I touched your thingy, your vagina. Okay, you are now my girlfriend. Now that was it's somehow a twisted, weird part of African culture. At least the one I grew up in. Okay, so I got up from there, took that same ladder the motherfucker had dragged me from, put it up, took the customer's shoes, went back to the customer, and I said, try these on. They should fit. Okay. And I carried on with work. But guess what? I ignored him. I did not talk to him. I had nothing to do with him. But like 3 days later, when I went to work, everybody was treating me like garbage. They said, who do you think you are? Refusing to be his girlfriend. I'm like, this motherfucker is 38, 39 years old. I'm only 16 and this is my first job. And you know, in a month I'm going back to school, right? And this man raped me, but somehow, because he didn't succeed in fully raping me and making me his girlfriend, I become the guilty one. And they were like, you're all uppity. You think because your daddy has money, you're all uppity. I was fucking violated. Okay? I could have died when he pulled the ladder. That was a tall ladder. I was fucking violated. So on Friday, when I went to pick up my paycheck, they decided they would make me beg for my job. But you know, my dad had forced me to take that job, so that's okay. I didn't want to work that holiday. And my dad had forced me to work. So, you know, I went to pick up my paycheck and he said to me, if you do not agree to be what's his name's girlfriend, you can't come to work on Monday. And I said, it was nice working here. Thank you. And I left. And it took me years to process that shit. Not only could I have died from the way he dragged me down, you know, I could have died. Okay. But I couldn't even report it. And everybody was on his side. Yeah. So, you know, I'm very anti-Bill Cosby. I'm very anti him. The end. But I will be impartial over here. I will do my job as the chosen. Okay? I'll do my job. So welcome to the board of the Bantu. The Bantu. More than 345 million of them worldwide doing some fuckery every day, every second. The Bantu who love to drink and party. Our parties are so wild and riotous, it's unbelievable. The Bantu who have outdoor nightclubs. They are the most fun. Oh my God, they're the most fun. I'm looking forward to going to one in South Africa. Outdoor nightclubs where you dance under God's sky and where you eat and drink while you are standing or as a group. The Bantu who still share their meals from one plate and still eat together very happily. I don't do that. Okay. But who and still share very happily. The Bantu. The people who are always happy, no matter how dreadful their lives are, because they know they are children of God. Welcome to their board of justice, their board of religion, their board of everything. This right here, what we do, is the rhythm of all Bantus. So welcome to the board of the Bantu, and this is the reading of Bill Cosby and Janice Dickinson. Okay, let me blow. Okay, so we're going to call Bill Cosby first. No, we never called the man first. We called the victim first. Okay, Janice. This is a pitiful, broken woman. She came in, I had to use some force to get her energy into the plate. She came into the plate and she sat down and she's smoking a cigarette and she's shaking and she's really, really skinny. Okay, I have no plans of being that skinny. Okay, really, really skinny, and she's looking really old and really haggard. And I think her hair is extensions. Those must be extensions, or they are extensions in her hair, because she's it's showing. They are unkept. They are unkept. Hi, Janice. Janice. She's like out of it. There is some alcoholism or some drug thing going on here with this soul, and she must have been doing it for a very long time for her soul to be so affected. Hi, Janice. She says it's the diet pills and all that dieting. Over the years, it has ruined and devastated her. But of course, she's done some coke. Not some, a lot. And then she laughs. And of course, she's done some pills. She's done things, a lot. She's laughing. And of course, she smokes. She says at the end of the day, what you put inside of yourself is what your soul becomes. So of course, she may look different on the outside, but this is me. This has been a fucked up life, you all. Okay, fucked up life. But thank God I have money. And then she laughs. Says you gotta laugh. A life full of trauma insists that you laugh it off. Don't you laugh off your trauma? You laugh off your trauma. We're looking at each other soul to soul. And I can see you've been as traumatized as me. And you laugh it off. That's what I do. That's what I do, girl. That's what I do. So, world, meet Janice Dickinson, the soul. And we are connecting over here. I'm laughing, she's laughing. She's laughing. She says, you see, we laugh off our pain, we laugh off our trauma, we laugh off our shock. We laugh because we have to keep on moving, the gauntlet. The gauntlet, my sister. The gauntlet. She says, yeah, the gauntlet. We've got to get to the end no matter what. But sometimes I ask myself if it's worth it. I ask myself. Okay. So Janice, you are here to remember what happened between you and Bill Cosby. She says he rapes me more than once. I only mentioned the one time, and I didn't even get justice. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to call Bill Cosby into the plate. Bill. I am not surprised at the soul that is standing in front of me. I may be biased, but I'm not surprised. Okay. Bill is a predator. He says, of course, how else do you become successful? And he has white lights in his eyes. Like his eyes are just two bright white lights. He says, because I'm that energy. What kind of energy? The energy that takes and takes and takes. What do you take? Whatever I want. Are you Bill, the soul, or you are an energy that came with Bill? Are you? I am the one who walks with him. I control him. He does my bidding. Because even though it was his life, it was actually mine. Can you tell me how that works? You know how that works. No, I don't actually. I don't. I don't know. Can you tell me how that works? I was a priest, a high priest, and walking the earth again as a god in the physical flesh is my reward, my prize for pleasing my God. Who's your God? To you, he goes without a name. Where does he rule? He rules the universe, like all gods. Okay. Where are Bill's roots from with this God? Somewhere around Mauritania in Africa. Somewhere around the area around Mauritania in Africa, like up there in North Africa, around Mauritania. They were slaves, he said. A bloodline of slaves. But look at what I made. So you're saying there were slaves in Mauritania or somewhere around Mauritania, because your dot is crossing more than one country. I mean, I can see Mauritania, but I'm not that great with African maps anymore. I can't see the name. I don't know the name of the other country, but the dot is in between Mauritania and the country to its south. He says yes. Lineage of slaves for thousands of years. And I got to walk the earth with one of them, and I made him more than a slave. I made him a god. People worship us. People are afraid of us. And any accusation that comes our way, we beat it. We are gods. Okay, God, please step into my plate. The Bantu have called you for a case of rape. Okay, please step into my plate. Bill Cosby and your attachment or symbiotic friend. Yeah, he's asking me, you have no fear? Not anymore. I do not have any fear. We are in the courts of the Bantu. Okay, so you have shown me where you come from, Mauritania, the south, and you encompass another African country. I will tell you that I come from South Africa. We are Xhosa. We are right at the bottom of the ocean. No, right at the bottom by the ocean. That's where we come from. Now that introductions have been made, let us... It says, the children of light. Yes. Thank you very much. The children of light. And he's laughing. Says, so naive, so stupid, so small. You can't even think for yourselves. Garbage food we could have had and should have had. But the light stands in our way. You will soon come to us, because greed is every man's sin. I'm sure some of us have already. I'm sure. Okay. I'm sure some of us have already, Bill. And I am going to call you Bill, because you said you are his driving force. You are everything. But at some point, we are going to separate you from the soul that is Bill. And we are going to see and hear what he has to say, because we have that power. Okay. He's asking me what kind of animal I am. Talking about my light. Okay. Alrighty. So Bill walked into the plate and Janice almost threw herself overboard. She is afraid of this man. She says she's always been afraid of him. But he walked into the room of light and he took over the whole room of light, except the little section that Janice is tremblingly sitting on. And as he walks, our room of light becomes completely black. So I'm looking at my ancestors in the room of light. They are in protection mode, but there's no fear there. Everybody is relaxed. He says, why should you fear me? You ain't got nothing I want. And you called me. So you're the host. Yes, we are. And we will treat you with that respect. We are the hosts. So he's a dark energy, like, I don't know how to explain it. He's like the night, but with eyes. The nighttime, daytime, nighttime. He's like the night, but with eyes. And he says you can't explain it because it's beyond you. Yes, this is true. I agree. Amen. Alrighty. So now we're going to ask Janice and Bill to give us one incident of rape, because Janice has accused Bill in the room of light of raping her several times. She says, yes, he did. But sometimes I was so out of it because of drugs, I didn't remember. And he wasn't the only one. They used to bring models to party with, and there would be lots of them. And by the time I woke up the next day, my vagina and my anus would be in pain. And I wouldn't know what happened. And I would be groggy, and I would just think it's the drugs. Sometimes I would like see through hazy eyes, but I would be thinking it's a dream. They did. It almost killed me. What say you, Bill? What's to say? What's done is done. This is a weak, frail soul that holds on to what was, but she should have moved on to what is. What is that I'm more powerful than her. Therefore, I can do what I want. Janice and Bill, show us one incident. Show us one incident. A shell fell right here. Janice's life. So in this incident, she felt like she'd lost her life. Where is Janice? Janice! Oh Lord, is over here. She's just two shells that you're looking at on this board. 1, 2. Then she is firmly blocked. Firmly blocked. And then this is Bill right here. The blockage is his. And this is all he has, the wealth that he has, which will go on and on and on long after he is dead. Bill says, of course, my God doesn't create things that die. He's talking. They really like to talk. He says people are inherently evil. This is why we rule the world. People like to see others suffer. This is why we rule the world. Nothing will change, no matter what you and your God of light do, because there are more of us than you are. I've heard all this before, but I've heard it all before. I've heard it from all the demons I've met. This one is a particularly strong one to be in a person. I've heard all this before. So you're not really listening to Bill, okay? Just reminding you, you're not listening to Bill. We are seeing Bill in that darkness, but we are seeing him as like an 8-year-old boy or a 7-year-old boy. This is when this energy took full control of the person, the soul that we know as Bill Cosby. Okay, Bill Cosby is a little boy in that darkness. He lives in darkness. The soul lives in darkness. It has never seen light, and it stopped growing and growing as a light from 7 to 8 years of age, which is interesting to us. But this is a reading. Okay, this is a reading. This makes sense to us, but this is a reading. So this energy that's talking, it's not Bill. Okay, it's not Bill who was made by God and put in his mother's, the soul that was put in his mother's belly by the Cosby family. Okay, this is the energy that came to Bill. It wasn't born with Bill, it came. How do we know that it came to Bill and sat on Bill? When it's because of the age. If it had been born with Bill, it would have been him and Bill would have looked the same age, but it came to Bill, right? So it's Bill was a kid and he is still a kid in that darkness. Somebody should have saved that boy. Somebody should have saved him. So this is what we have. We have 2 shells of Janice Dickinson, and we have these numerous shells of this powerful entity, not Bill. Okay, just know that. Powerful entity. Okay. And he has broken Janice's life. He targeted her to break her. My ancestors say for her light. He targeted her to break her. So he has broken Janice's life. The question was, though, can Janice recall one incident of rape? Okay. Can you recall one incident of rape? Nothing is very clear. But she was told by someone that Bill and them were raping her because she wasn't very clear then. She was told that she was being raped at these functions, or she says she was told after the rape by another victim, right, that she had been raped. And that's how she even knew that such things went on. Janice, her energy comes out as if she was the daughter of privilege. Okay. She was told. That's how she first found out, because she was always out of her mind on some drug or other. So she says the first time she remembers Bill was when she woke up from being unconscious and somebody was fucking her, and it was Bill. When was this? Say she was a teenager. Where were you? On a boat? It was a boat party or whatever it is that rich people do. On a boat. And who was there? She said Bill and his wife and other couples. And I felt safe. Who did you go with? Says my boyfriend. How did you end up? She says I must have passed out. I don't remember drinking that much that day, and I hadn't done any drugs or anything. So I might as well just, because she's talking so loudly, I might as well just take my hands off this. So I went downstairs to the galley, or someone took me to the galley. The galley is that, I don't know boats. The galley is downstairs of a boat, right? I don't know. Took her downstairs to sleep it off, or they laid her there. She says she doesn't remember how she got there. But when she woke up, she remembers that Bill was busy on her. Okay. And then Bill finished what he was doing, and Bill walked out of the room and went to join everyone else upstairs to, for whatever they were having, dinner or drinks. She says, I didn't talk about it. We didn't discuss it. I was in a state of shock, and I was thinking I probably consented. I must have been more drunk than I thought. She said I made excuses for it. And he acted so normal after the fact. that I felt I'd given my consent. And I felt horrible about that. Because, I said, what kind of person am I to sleep with someone's husband when she is there? I hated myself. I felt dirty. I felt filthy. Having said that, we just noticed that. To this day, Bill has a lot of control over this woman. Okay, he has a lot of control over this woman. It's literally like the energy that is Bill still has her life all locked up. Like, you are mine. Is this true? He says, yes. Once something is mine, it is mine. So would you like to tell us what happened I was going to say that night, and he corrected me. He said that afternoon. He said the usual happened. I like catatonic women. I like women who are dead, because I have never lived. When I was walking the earth, I wasn't living. And I am dead. So I like women who are dead. The usual. We put something in her drink. She was beautiful, especially when dead. Why did you do it? Why do you make them unconscious? To take their souls out of their bodies so that we can do what we want with them. This is fucking heavy. She was dead. She was beautiful. And she wasn't supposed to remember these things. We were kind. We were kind. When we take the soul out of the body, we are being kind, so that there's no trauma and she can carry on with her life afterward. But some souls have more strength than others. Some souls have more energy than others. And hers did. Pity. She didn't have the cruel strength to make herself even more successful. It was the afternoon. Thank you. It was in the afternoon. It was planned. We left nothing to chance. It was a successful afternoon. Nowadays, it's not so successful. And no longer enjoyable. We have become jaded. So you admit to raping Janice. Yes. And many others. Sometimes I was alone. Sometimes I wasn't alone. You think your bodies are special? You think your bodies are important? You think your bodies are everything? They are not. They are just shells. The true essence of you is the light inside you. They are just shells. What happens to your body should not matter. So, I intended to do just like 35 minutes of this, and I have reached 35 minutes. I have reached 35 minutes. This is pure darkness in action. It is pure darkness in action, and I am sympathizing with the soul that is Janice, so I am going to stop the reading now. I might do a Bill Cosby series. I might do another victim next week. But on this note, I would like to say, be kind to yourselves. Be good to yourselves. You're that important. Have a nice week.